Welcome back to another clay tutorial. Today we are going to create Meta Knight from the Kirby series. It's always a difficult choice looking at this huge list of characters from Super Smash Bros. To decide which one I want to create next. But a couple weeks ago we made Kirby, so I thought I would keep with the theme and just make another Kirby character. So next week I'll do the exact same thing. I think you could take a guess which character that will be. There's only one more character from the Kirby series that's in Super Smash Bros. So now these boots, I found a couple different designs. Some of them were from the older Smash Bros. Games and some of them were from different action figures and things like that. But this one was from Smash Bros. Ultimate, the newest one. And I just really like the design of it more. There was so much more detail in it. So I went for these ones. Here we have some brown clay, and these will be the leather straps that hold together the different armor pieces on the boots. Now I haven't played too many Kirby games before, but I've played a few of them, and I do enjoy them. I just never really had the chance to play them, I guess. So I don't know the backstories of characters too well, so I may be wrong on this, but I think that Meta Knight is from the same planet as Kirby, which is sort of why they share the same body type. And I don't really know why the mask or anything like that, or why they're enemies, but I know that sometimes in the Kirby games, Meta Knight is like Kirby's enemy, and they fight. It's a pretty common fight in the games, actually. But then sometimes he also helps out when things like the world or the universe is at stake. So I'm not really sure where he stands, if he's considered a villain or not. So yeah, maybe you guys know and you can let me know in the comments. Here we have the final details on the mask, the eyes here. I think this is looking pretty good so far. And it was funny, in a few pictures I saw, in the older games, Meta Knight doesn't even have these straps to hold the mask on his face. But I guess without really a strap going around his head, these little tiny pieces wouldn't really hold it on anyway. So here this piece is going to be for the top of the cape. Just some basic lines in here for details. Now we need a second lining on this. The back of it is purple, and this sort of just helps it match up with the cape a lot better. So let's place that on the top of his head here. And now we need to use some aluminum wire just to make it a little bit stronger. Sometimes if you don't use wire, things can shrink down in the oven and lose their shape. So we don't want that to happen. These are going to be the arms. So let's place these in here. Now he has these sort of cuffs, I guess you would say. And we'll place those in there. And this is, the bottom part of the gloves. Here we have the hands. Luckily, there's not really a lot of details on these hands. They're gloves, so we don't have to do the individual fingers, just the thumb. I'm still not very experienced with fingers, so I like to avoid them when I can. So now here's another detail that wasn't necessary, but was in some of the pictures, is this armor on his hands, and I think it looks a lot better, and just adds so much more detail to the character. Now we have these little dots. I think this is maybe some type of screw holes or something like that to hold it onto the gloves. So let's place glove number 1 over there. Hopefully that will stay. And glove 2 over here. If you notice, this hand is opened up. That's because he's going to be holding the sword later on. So now we have these shoulder pieces. We can line them with some gold clay. Well, this is more so yellow clay because the gold clay I had is very dark. It's sort of like a bronze color. So I always mix it with yellow, and I think that just looks a lot better. So here we have these shoulder armor pieces. And now for my favorite part, we can start creating the cape. So to start out the cape, I wanted the top part to be matching up with that piece, of course. So let's make a angled line here, and we can cut that into shape. And we want the bottom to be a bit bigger, as it is here. And we can get a lot more of the wavy details by having the cape wider like this. So if we do this and crinkle it up, hopefully we can get it to stay like this after baking, and this will look really nice, like it's blowing in the wind. Now here on the top, we need to connect these two pieces to make them look like they're one piece. And here let's use some paper towel here to hold things into shape, and Meta Knight is ready to get baked. But first, we need to create the sword. Now this part, it was a lot of fun to create, and well, I gotta say it was a lot easier to create than the sword that I made on Alex from Minecraft. That thing gave me so much trouble, I never want to create something for Minecraft again. Maybe if you guys want me to in the future I can, but all those pixels were really annoying to create. So here we have the gold clay. Now this gold clay is even lightened up from what it is straight from the pack, so you can imagine how dark it is from the pack. Now this is the same yellow color we used to line the cape and the shoulder pads. Meta Knight has a very strange sword. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be very practical in a battle unless you do like stabbing, because it has all these spikes sticking out of it. It wouldn't really work for slashing. But hey, it's a video game. It doesn't need to be realistic. So here's those spikes I was talking about sticking out the side. We have 4 of them going up to the top here. Now we can blend them together a little bit better, make it a bit stronger. And now let's get that onto the tray, and Meta Knight is ready to get baked. Now after baking, we need to do a little bit of assembling with super glue. Here we have the sword, and let's attach that into his hand. And here it is, guys, Meta Knight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and maybe even consider subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one.